Another video for you. I just wanted to touch on something that seems to be becoming a very big issue in dealing with people. Your shadow self. What is your shadow? Oftentimes, when I meet people, or whenever I approach people, or they approach me, there's a certain energy that I see, and that is the energy that sits behind you. People say a lot of things and they do a lot of things that represent who they think they are. But knowing yourself, that's why in ancient Egypt they said know thyself, because when you don't understand your own idiosyncrasies and your own shortcomings, they become a part of you that's unaware, and they tend to victimize other people. So the first thing that I notice when I deal with people, which can sometimes make you even if you don't notice it, sometimes your spirit just say, ooh, I'm uncomfortable with him, or I'm uncomfortable with her. I can't deal with them, in spite of whatever's coming out their mouth. Now, this is the same way that I view people, and sometimes it helps me make a clear decision on something that I'm not going to do, or my spirit to tell me, back up, start stepping back. There's something that you can't see right now that's going to unfold later. And this is something that in the community, especially people who've been through certain traumas and certain shortcomings in life, is that you have to learn how to see your shadow self. Instead of always experiencing having these experiences of short-term relationships, falling out with family members, relatives, you have to be able to address that energy within you that is unhealed, that is integrated into your mindset and your mentality that you're unaware of. And that's referred to as your shadow. And I said before that sometimes your shadow can block out your sunlight. And a lot of people may not understand what I was saying when I made that statement, but understand that there's a natural way and an unnatural way of living. Growing up with one parent is unnatural. Being molested is unnatural. Being raped is unnatural. Abandonment, all these different energies that help to cultivate our perception of how we see things, they create your shadow, because your perspective comes from an unbalanced thing, especially if you've been victimized a lot. So you tend to look at, when you see people, you have a serious wall up. And you may even be the type of person who has a machete behind your back waiting to cut somebody up if they cross you. And a lot of times people who've been attacked a lot, they start looking at everybody like that they're going to attack them. And ultimately they create an image or a picture of who the person is in front of them based upon their own experiences, which really won't allow you to really get to know someone. Which is also kind of like, we can relate it to soul ties, but we also can relate this to the shaping of your behavior through traumatic experiences, the shaping of your perception. So, your shadow. If somebody told you something about yourself more times than one, maybe 5 or 6 times, chances are it's true about you. Now, how your ego allows you to interpret that and deal with that, that's a whole nother story. But ultimately, if you're not prosperous, or if certain things continue to block you, there could be something off balance in the spirit world or with your spirit, which is in more cases than none, that's the case. But also, you could have a shadow, an energy, that something about you that you don't understand that you do to other people that inhibits your success and whatever you do. So when someone approaches me and they say certain things, this is where wisdom kicks in, and we all have a degree of wisdom. Someone says something to you that you heard before, and that thing that they said led you to go down and experience a bad experience from someone. Those are things that for me, they hint to me that this person has a shadow. They have a part of them that they're totally unaware of. Sometimes I call it a train off a track, because they'll straight run you over. So one of your goals has to be for you to be willing to accept accountability for the things that you have done to not to hurt other people. And even if someone offended you or did something to make you react to them, also understand, why was I in this situation? What is it about me that attracted these people or this situation? And learn how to address that within yourself. Because your shadow can block the light out of your whole entire life. You can live your whole life of experiencing bad thing after bad thing, or deals that you want to make, they don't fall through. Because some people can just feel something in you that's off. I mean, I went through it. I've done a lot of spiritual work, a lot of self-cultivation and refining of who I am over the years. That's always been my numero uno main concern about my being. So take some time out, look at yourself and ask yourself, look in the mirror and say, why am I in the situation I'm in? Be it good or bad, or why does someone feel this kind of way about me? And it doesn't mean that you have to rekindle relationships with people from the past. It's not what it means. But just look at the patterns in your life and look at balanced situations. Like some friends I know that have both of their parents around. We have a different outlook on life. We have a different outlook, the way that we perceive some situations. Some better, some not. But there is a balanced way of thinking. There's a natural way of thinking. There's a natural balance created within your body, within your spirit. And that is what we have to learn, to align ourselves with those natural energies. And that, basically, that is the frequency of prosperity. You have to align yourself with prosperity. You can have a great degree of success from working hard. I mean, every day, struggling, working hard. And to some degree, it is a degree of prosperity that's taking place as a result of your hard work. But prosperity is something that flows smooth. Hard work, we all gonna do that. How you budget your money and the way that you choose to spend, that's your own habits that can help you or hinder you. But ultimately, the frequency of being prosperous is a very upbeat, positive, forward-thinking thought process. You're going to journey through this life and you're going to meet several people who think lower vibrational. You can see people in some situations of business and you can be like, well, if you do this, this, and this might work for you, because you're enlightened on some of those paths. And it's just a matter of shifting your frequency of thought to align yourself. So, but always remember that there are people who are on totally different frequencies of thought than you, total different vibration. And when you interact with these energies and you don't understand that I'm trying to help this person heal, or I'm trying to help this person, better themselves and their business or whatever it is, if you don't understand your place in someone's life who vibrates on a lower frequency than you, you may find yourself being a victim of their shadow, where you invited this person in to help you, to do some work with you, whatever it may be, and before you know it, something comes up missing, or now I got to fight with this person to get this person away from me. And ultimately, those are things that your spirit is showing you that you need to detach from and snip out of your life to make your life better, to align you for prosperity, align you with prosperity, your ancestors. And more times, in more cases than none, our mind has been conditioned in a way that we will overlook opportunities. Not to get off the subject, but this is something that I would like to stress to a lot of people. Sometimes opportunities start off as pinholes, which become big openings, portals for you to walk through. So be able to spot something that is a blessing for you, and when you look at it, and it's the opportunity starts out small and it grows from there. All things start small, so don't allow your expectations or the way that your mind's trained to visualize what success has looking like, to limit you from seeing opportunities that you have in front of you that you can take advantage of, that are going to get you to that big dream of where you want to be. You know, I believe that most of us are willing to work hard, but let's not work stupid. So don't allow your expectations to have you too good to go through a line of prosperity or some help or a direction that's going to bring you to what you want. Don't have too many hardcore expectations of what the next level looks like. Get there, be able to recognize, oh, this is a blessing come to me. It ain't $1 million, it ain't the biggest thing in the world, but it's a way for you to become greater and cultivate yourself to be able to prepare for what's next to come. And yeah, I just wanted to express that, because I think that's important for all of us to understand that. But also, besides that, your shadow, like, be aware of the things that happen to you in your life and understand how they shape the way you view reality today, so that you can put your life in balance. You can get your relationship straight. You know, most people been through trauma. So there's a whole hell of a lot of shadows out there just waiting. So, you know, work on yourself. You know, be aware of that thing sitting above you that causes people to walk away from you, or you go into a situation and you thought was going to turn out like this, but it don't work that way. So deal with your shadow self. Deal with the part of you can't see that makes other people look at you like you're crazy. And for the most part, I feel like a lot of it, a great degree of it, is people are in survival mode because of after bad experience, it makes you work a certain way. But it also will keep you enslaved into a certain vibration of expansion. You may not be able to align yourself with the people you need to meet, because your vibration, although it looks like you're making money and you're stacking and you're doing certain things, but to get to the next level to where you can become more financially free, you might not get to cross paths with those people because of your survival mode mentality, because the things that you brought with you, you know, that I can't trust you, I'm afraid of abandonment, I'm insecure, I'm in competition with you, all those energies that most of us carry those energies with us, and at some point in our life we got to begin to break those energies down and release them, so that we can get in alignment with the things that we want to achieve, the things that are going to bring us into our higher self, our full expression, you know. And yeah, that's it. Just a short video. You know, I hope my people get their stuff together. I would like to see everybody growing, being prosperous, being able to communicate for the betterment of our community. So peace and love. I appreciate you watching. Ashe, ashe.